Alrighty, welcome to Google Classroom. This will be one of a three-part short video series showcasing the tools available in Google Classroom. This first one is going to be the very basics. For those of you in the lower grades, this might be all you need to get yourself started with Google Classroom. To get there to Google Classroom, three ways. Find the waffle icon in the top right corner of the new tab page. Click on it and you'll find Google Classroom as one of the apps that can launch. The other way, if you want to go to the home page, you see they're circled in green. It'll take you to the Tried and Teacher Tools page, and there's Google Classroom there. And at the bottom of your shelf, the bottom of your Chromebook, you should find the Google Classroom icon. So here we are in Google Classroom. You can kind of see on the left-hand side, there are some tools going down where you can select the individual classes you want to get into or change your settings, or look at older classes from previous years, the archived classes. Here I'm clicking on the sample class. I'm going in, you can see it. And by the way, if you don't like that menu going down the left-hand side, just click on the hamburger icon in the upper left corner and it will collapse. See, there you go. When you first go into a class, you are on the stream page, one of four pages you can visit as a teacher on Google Classroom. And the stream is where you post general classroom announcements, what's coming up in your class this week, post any photos that or videos that you've recorded of your kids doing work. It's not for full-blown assignments that are using digital components, but just to keep your class aware of what's going on, to keep the parents aware when they get guardian summaries or log in as their student, and to help keep yourselves organized. You'll notice I added a very short little, here's what's going on in my class this week, divided up into math, ELA, social studies, science, specials, etc. And that way I could just post what's going on in class and everybody is aware of what we're doing in my classroom. I can add files or pictures from my Google Drive, add a link to a YouTube video, upload any documents, PDFs, or anything that might be useful, links to websites, anything like that can be added to an announcement. I want to stress again that you don't have to be doing actual digital work in order to post on Google Classroom. This is just a way to be able to put down the information about what's going on in your class so that it gets automatically shared with both students and their parents, and allows you to, like I said before, kind of keep up with the organization of what's going on in your class. So again, do not think you need to use digital curriculum in order to use Google Classroom. Okay, we've looked at the Stream tab. Now let's go over to Classwork. This is where you're going to want to post and organize assignments that are using digital curriculum or that are having students visit websites to do some reading on their own. You can add different topics to help keep yourself organized. You'll notice I've made topics for the different weeks, and then organize your assignments under those topics to keep everybody on the same page as to where to find the information for your class. So the classwork page is really going to be when you want to look back over and review the work that students have done online. We will take a look at assignments and the classwork tab in more detail in the second video because there is a lot going on there. But for right now, just be aware that the classwork is where actual assignments, detailed graded digital assignments could be kept. Okay, now let's take a look at the third tab, the People tab. This is where you can see not only if you have any other co-teachers in your class, but the list of students that you have, whether or not they have Guardian accounts connected to them. And you can even use this to communicate with the guardians through email. You'll notice there's a email all guardians at the top of the student section. Or you can click the traffic light icon, the little three dots next to any student's name, in order to send an email just to the guardian of that one student. You can also use this to remove students who are no longer in your class. to remove guardians that no longer need access, to invite new guardians that do need access, and all those sort of things. To add a student to your classroom that's not currently in there, click the Add Student icon at the top right of the Student section of the page. All right, and the last section is the grades section. This kind of goes hand in hand with classwork. If you're using the classwork tab to assign digital content to your students, and you want to be able to see the work that the students have done on those digital assignments, to be able to look at, say, the Google slide or Google document they've been working in and add comments and things, then the grades tab is going to be a good friend of yours. But if you're not using Google Classroom and your students aren't using digital assignments and working with it that way, then you're probably not going to use the grade tab that much. We'll go into much more detail in the grade tab in video number 2 when we take a closer look at the classwork tab. When you click on a student's name, you'll be able to see all of the assignments that that student has, whether they've been turned in or not, if you've given them a grade or not. You can go in and open those assignments up and take a look at them. You can also click on the name of an assignment, and it will show you all of the students and all of the work that they've done on that one particular assignment. So you can look by student or by assignment. Like I said, we'll look at this in much more detail in video number 2, but this is just a preview of what the assignment screen looks on when you actually click on an assignment to go through and look and add comments and see how the students have done on it. All right, that's it for the first video, just a brief overview of Google Classroom and how to leave comments and notes and information about what's going on in your class so that parents, students, and you, the teacher, can see what's going on. All right, we'll be back for video 2 and 3.